gonna draw my life on a topic I've dealt with basically my whole life and I'm still dealing with to an extent. I've learned ways to cope with it, but I wanted to basically tell you guys my social anxiety story. It's been a journey, and yeah, I just thought it would be a helpful and maybe somewhat entertaining story to share with you guys. So with all that being said, let's just hop right into it. As a kid, I was pretty confident and outgoing. I was involved in every type of activity you could think of. I played soccer, basketball, I was in ballet, voice lessons, piano lessons, church groups, summer camps. You name it, I probably did it. I loved being involved and I made friends really easily. I didn't think twice of anyone's opinion of me. Those were the good old days, but as I started to get older, all of those things changed. In middle school, I started to develop very bad social anxiety. I dropped pretty much every activity I was involved in, I started isolating myself, and I just became consumed with everyone else's opinion of me. I started to feel panicky about the most normal situations like ordering food, or I would practice conversations over and over and over again in my head because I was just constantly scared of saying the wrong things. On days when it was really bad, I would just stay silent and try and avoid conversation at all costs. When I was forced into conversation though, sometimes my social anxiety would get so bad that I would literally start crying in the middle of a conversation. I remember this one time when I was 14, I had just come back from a Justin Bieber concert over the weekend, so when I went back to school afterwards, a group of people I knew saw me walking through the hallway and asked me how the concert was. Although this was a very normal situation, having these 4 people all looking and listening to me, I began to panic. I started shaking and tears started streaming down my face. I didn't know what to do and they all looked super confused by me crying and shaking. I ended up just playing it off as though I was starstruck by meeting Justin Bieber and talking about it was making me emotional, but in reality, it was just some major social anxiety happening. Throughout my middle school and early high school years, I had many other experiences very similar to that one. In fact, here's a quick list of normal situations that have made me cry. Returning something at a store, ordering food, first days of school, not getting enough likes on social media, talking to customers when I worked in retail, not being able to find my friends, being too scared to talk to boys I liked, meeting new people, answering the door, and so much more. I would get so frustrated seeing my friends and peers be able to do these things without fear of looking stupid or weird, and I just couldn't. So many everyday tasks became huge burdens that filled me with anxiety. I was that kid who had asked to do my presentations during lunch or after school so I wouldn't have to stand up in front of everyone. My biggest fear though throughout all of middle school and high school was being chosen to answer a question or read something out loud in front of the class. I would get so nervous whenever I did get chosen that I would always stumble over my words, and then I'd be all in my head thinking people thought I didn't know how to read or something, and my hands would start shaking and my voice would shake, and it was just a mess, and everyone could tell how nervous I was, and then I was even more in my head. It made me even more nervous, and it was just a cycle. In 11th grade, I got my first job working in retail at Aeropostale. Right off the I had a hard time connecting with my coworkers and customers. Although my job was literally to talk to customers and sell things, on shifts where my social anxiety was really bad, I would just try and avoid customers as much as I could. I would keep myself as busy as possible cleaning and straightening up the store, but understandably my managers had to talk with me about interacting with customers more. They told me if I didn't talk to every single one of the customers that came in, they would have to fire me. Which of course I reacted to with more tears, which made my male manager feel really bad and uncomfortable. Although I tried my best at Aeropostale, working retail just wasn't a good fit for me. I started to get less and less shifts, then eventually our store shut down from lack of sales. But your girl didn't get fired, so that's good. At this time, I had just started my YouTube channel, and of course, me being scared of what everyone would think, I kept my channel a secret for as long as possible. And when people did eventually find out, I came so close to deleting my channel. I have a whole Draw My Life about my YouTube journey though, so I won't talk about this too much. Just know people were very confused when they found out about my channel because everyone knew me as the girl who didn't talk. YouTube really helped me break out of my shell though. I didn't let anyone else's opinions or judgments stop me because my love and passion for YouTube are so much stronger than my fear of anyone else's opinion. YouTube was the first and maybe even the only thing I've ever truly felt good at, and seeing my success reflected in numbers gave me a lot more confidence. Having a creative outlet and something to work really hard on, it somehow helped me a lot. I've always loved talking, I just had a hard time doing it in front of people because I always felt like no one cared what I had to say say or that I wasn't as interesting as the people around me. But when I was alone in my room with only a camera, I didn't overthink everything I said, I just said whatever I wanted to. Over the years, I've learned ways to deal with my social anxiety. I've done things I never thought I would be able to do, like speaking on a panel at a YouTube event, meeting and connecting with you guys. I've improved so much at meeting new people and having fun at social settings. I no longer get nervous to order food, answer the phone, or get the door, which is so freeing. Although I've improved in this area of my life so much, I don't think my social anxiety will ever fully go away. I still experience it often in little ways. I just do my best not to let it control me anymore. I still get anxious about things like posting Instagram stories because I often feel like no one cares what I'm up to, and I hate that I can see who's watched my stories because then I just replay it over and over again, trying to look at it through everyone else's lens. I definitely feel my social anxiety strongly from time to time, but I do not feel it has a hold on my life as strongly as it used to. Over time, I found ways to cope and overcome my anxious thoughts and fears. I've become more confident in who I am. I've started caring less about what other people think of me, and I began looking at every negative situation as a learning experience I can grow from. For those that it may help, here's the list of things that I've learned to help cope with my social anxiety. Number 1, everyone has an internal monologue, just like thoughts flowing through your mind, and when you have social anxiety, a lot of those thoughts are negative. They tell you that everyone's looking at you, that you should feel embarrassed, that you should panic. Thinking that way is a habit, and if you work at it, habits can change. The thoughts you experience with social anxiety are extreme and unrealistic. Examine your thoughts and try and correct them. Remind yourself of reality. I'm not saying think positive. I'm saying try and think of a realistic outcome. Number 2, take deep, slow breaths. One of the worst things about my social anxiety is that I show such clear physical signs when experiencing it. My hands get shaky, I stumble on my words, my heart rate goes up, which just makes me even more anxious. Taking deep, slow breaths can calm my physical symptoms, which can help calm my internal ones as well. Number 3, push yourself outside of your comfort zone. If you guys have watched my Draw My Lives before, you probably know I'm a big fan of cliches, and I love the one that goes, there's no growth in the comfort zone. Some things are worth doing even if they make you anxious. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a situation with crippling anxiety and come out of it being like, that wasn't actually that bad. I think this has probably been the biggest factor in helping me overcome my anxiety. And finally, number 4, social anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of. You should talk openly about it with friends, family, your significant other, or a school counselor. You don't need to completely carry the burden alone. You can talk to others about it, and it will just help everyone understand you better. So that is my experience with social anxiety, as well as some tips and tricks that I find really helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it, because that is always the point of my Draw My Lives. If you didn't know, Draw My Lives are a series on my channel, so I have stories from literally every part of my life, from like my parents' divorce, to first relationships, to like being heartbroken, to first periods, literally everything. Like, I have a story about everything. So if you guys want to check out the rest of my Draw My Lives, feel free, and I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. Bye!